I was scrolling through my phone, waiting for my shift to end, when the manager, Mr. Miller, walked in.
Don't forget to lock up after you. I will send William to your house to pick up the keys for his morning shift.
Okay.
Oh, and make sure the toilet leaks are checked.
I will, Mr. Miller. Thanks for the extra time.
Do your work then.
Mr. Miller left, and I grabbed the mop and bucket from the storeroom of the movie theater. I work here as part of the cleaning staff. This is a small, single-screen movie theater, but after the last show, its vast emptiness was enough to make anyone feel lost. The red seats looked dusty and old. I was about to start the cleaning when my mom called. Mom, I told you I have the night shift today. Why do you keep calling me? I'm worried for you, Beth. Why can't you take early morning shifts? What do you mean? You live 3 blocks away from this place. It's not safe to walk home all this way after midnight. Mom, the night shift pays a lot more, and I could use the money. I bought my bike today so I can get home faster. Now go to sleep and let me work. Good night. Why can't you just listen to me? Because you're not my real mom, so stop irritating me. I disconnected the phone right away. Though my stepmother loves me genuinely, I feel she sometimes goes overboard with her feelings. I played some music on my phone, put it over a seat, and began my work. The soundtrack echoed in the empty hall. One by one, I walked up to each seat, mopped the floor underneath, and picked up the trash into a black garbage bag. Music gives me relief from my boring job. Everything was going fine. I was sure that by the next hour I would be done and get home to my dog. But suddenly, I heard a glass window in the hallway shatter to pieces. My senses alerted, and looking at the exit door of the movie hall, I yelled, "Who's there?" No one answered. I paused the music and started walking to the exit door. I pushed the exit door, and it opened, revealing the long corridor. One of the spotlights over the corridor ceiling was flickering. The hallway looked mysterious, a mixture of light and dark surrounded all over. Is anyone out there? Hello? I decided to take a quick round of the place. I was scared, but still kept walking. My footsteps echoed. Suddenly, I stopped in front of a broken window. Shattered glass was all over the floor, and beside those pieces of glass lay a big rock that someone threw from outside. As soon as I noticed that, drops of sweat appeared on my forehead. The window was big enough for an average-height person to get in without any trouble. That means I am not the only one here. Oh my God, someone broke in. I looked left and then right in panic. I reached to my pockets for my phone, but then I remembered leaving it on the movie seat. Without wasting a single second, I hurried to the movie hall. Over time, I was looking back at that long, spooky hallway behind me. The feeling of not being alone gave me chills to my bone. When I turned for the 3rd time, my stomach dropped. A man was standing under the spotlight of the hallway. His head was face down to the floor. His black, messy hair covered part of his face. He stood still for some time and then started moving abnormally, like he was dancing to a very slow tune. A little step to the right and stop. Then a little step to the left and stop. I had never seen this man before. I didn't know what his intention was. But if he got in breaking that window, then he was not harmless. My lips trembled as I tried to speak to him. My breathing was getting heavy. I looked at the man and said, "Excuse me, do you need any help?" Hearing my voice, he stopped dancing and stood like before, face down and still, like a statue. Again, I spoke. "Hello? You can't be here after closed hours. You'd better leave, or I'll have to call the cops. Hearing my threat, he looked up for the first time. The spotlight highlighted his creepy face. He had an evil grin, and half of his face was burned. Flashing his stained, dirty teeth, he said,
"It'll be fun to have you tonight."
What? What did you say?
I said it will be fun to have you tonight. It will be so much fun to rip your clothes off and watch you die.
I started to run. Now the man started to chase me too. He was laughing while running like a maniac.
I'm gonna catch you.
Please! I got inside the movie hall and rushed to the seat where I left my phone. Just when I grabbed my phone, the movie hall's exit door slammed open and that man entered. His smile looked even bigger now. He was panting like a hungry wolf hunting for its prey.
I told you, you can't hide from me!
Don't you dare come near me! I have a gun!
Really? Where? Inside your garbage bag?
I started dialing 911, and the man again started his psycho dance. Taking slow, dancing steps, he was coming toward me. I grasped the mop tightly because in my mind, I made a plan. My only option was to get out of that place alive. I crossed the rows and he followed. After a cat and mouse chase, there came a certain point where both of us stood at the same distance from the exit door. We looked at each other and the man's smile turned into anger. He said in a spine-chilling tone,
"Don't even think about it, 'cause I'll get you. And after that, your death will be even more painful."
I realized he had understood my plan. He knew I was going to make a run for the door, trapping him inside. I took a deep breath and then wiped the sweat off my face. The man stood still and looked at me one last time. I looked at him and said, "Either way, I could die, so why not die trying?" Saying this, I jumped and ran toward the door for my life. I was bleeding from my head, but I didn't care. As soon as I got out, I closed the door behind me and shoved the mop, locking it from the outside. The man started banging and kicking on the door, screaming,
You can't keep me here. Let me out, you bitch. I will cut you into pieces just like that broken glass. Let me out!
When the cops came, I was waiting outside. They went in and arrested the crazy guy. While they dragged him to the car, he yelled at them, saying,
Keep your hands off me! Where is that bitch? Tell her I'll be...
And just when he noticed me, his eyes got bigger. His left eye twitched 3 times, and I will never forget what he said to me.
You can't hide from me. I'll come back for you. Maybe it's some other address, like CF Block, 23 Avenue. See you soon. Get in the car, you freak.
A cop shoved him inside the car, and they drove away. One of the cops came to me and asked, how you feeling now? A little heavy in my head. Beth, I have some disturbing news about this man, but if you don't want to know it, then that's fine. What? What disturbing news? Did you have a cat? Yes. How do you... She showed me a small notebook. It seems like he's the one who killed your cat. We found this notebook in his pocket. He's written some bizarre entries for the last week. A week? He was after me for a week? Yes. Seems like he started stalking you from one night on the subway. As if the fact that I was being stalked by a psycho for almost a week wasn't enough, the lady cop clarified it to me in more detail. He stalked you home, identified your house, and then sneaked in when you were out. He wrote about it in his notebook. She showed me the notebook, and in it was written,
Today I met Beth's cat when she was out for a gym class. I smelled her clothes. I wish to smell her one day too. The cat was being mean to me, so I had to poison it. I'm not even sorry. Beth is only mine. I love her. I want her. I need to kill her so that nothing else can destroy her.
I think I'm going to be sick. Saying this, I started to vomit right then and there. Take her to the hospital. She needs medical care. Hurry up. I was in therapy for a month after that. I live with my sister now. At least, that's my plan for the next few months. The cops told me that the crazy guy is in jail and that he has done this to many other women as well. I just hope he never gets out.
Hey guys, I hope you're enjoying the video. If so, please leave a like. And also, a small percentage of people that watch my videos are actually subscribed. If you want to support this channel and make this channel reach the 1 million mark, please consider subscribing. It's free and you can change your mind later. Enjoy.
God, I didn't cheat on her. I was too drunk to realize anything that night.
I think you should tell her, Jeremy.
Are you insane? Samara will be shattered. They're getting married next week. Now is not the time to overreact.
Overreact? He slept with another girl a week before his wedding. I don't care whether he was drunk or hypnotized.
Come on, Susie. It's only for a week. I'll tell her everything after we get married.
And how is that fair, Jeremy? I had known Jeremy for a while now. I was so happy about him marrying my best friend until he messed it up. I waited under a light post at the sidewalk. Jeremy kept defending himself, how kissing is not cheating. It was 12 a.m. already, and Samara hadn't arrived yet. The streets were empty. The entire neighborhood was asleep. Suddenly, I heard a bicycle bell. Samara was coming in our direction with a big smile, riding her cycle. Jeremy and Kyle came and stood beside me. They behaved like nothing had happened a few seconds back. Samara stopped right in front of them.
Hey, look who's on time.
Shut up, Kyle. Feel glad you were invited.
Jeremy, I honestly don't know how you were going to put up with this crazy woman. Oh, stop it, you two. Come here, babe.
Jeremy hugged her. Stop loving me so much. You'll make Susie jealous. You wish. Saying this, I gave Jeremy a cold stare and started to walk. I heard Samara saying, "Whoa, someone's in a bad mood. What's up with you two? Did you have a fight?"
She is not important. Anyways, what do you have in mind? Why this late night meeting?
Listen, everyone. As you all know, my family is quite rich, and my dad just bought 75% of this town. So I now have full access to all of our property. That is, the town.
Crazy rich people.
Shut up, Kyle. So, as I was saying, we can go anywhere we want. I was thinking we could check out the Blue Jasmine. What do you think?
Oh, God. Why do you want to step into an abandoned movie theater in the middle of the night?
Why? Are you scared of ghosts, little Kyle? Kyle got angry and turned his face away. Come on, guys. It'll be fun. Also, I have something cool for us to try. Saying this, she picked up a bag from her bicycle basket and pulled out a bottle of whiskey. That seems expensive. Yeah, it's Dad's.
Oh no, he's gonna be furious.
Stop being such a wuss. Samara put the bottle into the basket and started walking. We all followed her. Pale moonlight and dimly lit streetlight made the town look spooky. The four of us were walking silently. Our footsteps echoed in the night. Leaving the outskirts, Samara took a narrow path amidst the woods. Owls were hooting. Coyotes were howling. Frogs and crickets were having their big jam. Jeremy turned on his flashlight, and then we saw Blue Jasmine, the creepy, abandoned movie theater. Torn up movie posters were still on the walls of the building. The big white signboard was broken and hanging dangerously from the top wall. Samara opened the door with a key, and we went inside. The dark, dusty hallway stood in front of us. A broken, cubicle-shaped counter could be seen in the corner. Dirt and cobwebs wrapped it completely. Samara walked to a big switchboard on her right and pressed on it. The 2 spotlights in the hallway turned on. Dad's planning to reopen this place, so the workers are rebuilding it.
Wow, this looks like the 70s.
I heard this place caught fire. It didn't catch fire. Someone burned this place to the ground.
What? Why?
To kill all those people who came to watch the show that time.
That's some nut job. How do you know this story?
My grandma used to tell me about this place when I was little. She said she met her first boyfriend here. How romantic! Saying this, Samara kissed Jeremy. We started walking down the hallway. At the end stood a big door. Kyle pushed the door, and a bundle of bats flew over our heads.
Bloody!
What a chicken!
Enough, Samara. Hey, let's go in.
Jeremy and Samara went in. Kyle wiped the sweat off of his forehead and looked at me.
Are you coming?
Yes. The movie hall was worse than a dumpster. Broken seats and filthy garbage were lying around. The big white screen had turned gray with dust. The curtains were torn. Everything was in the worst condition. Samara took out that bottle of whiskey and opened it. Let's get this party started, woo! Jeremy and Samara started dancing. I'm not a big fan of drinking, so when I took the first sip, I ended up coughing. Samara ran to me.
Hey, are you all right?
Water. I need some water. I'll get some. Samara left for the washroom, and Kyle started patting my back. Jeremy, who was completely drunk at that moment, threw himself onto a damp, dusty movie seat, losing control. Dust flew in the air. His clothes got dirty, but he smiled, closing his eyes. Time went by, but Samara didn't return. I started feeling better. Kyle said,
What's taking her so long? I'll go check.
Jeremy slowly got up and with stumbled footsteps walked out of the room. He was probably gone for 2 or 3 minutes when suddenly we heard him scream. Stepping into the hallway, we found Jeremy staring at the ground with a horrified face. Samara's bloody t-shirt was lying on the floor.
What the hell? Isn't that what Samara was wearing?
Samara? Samara!
Samara, where are you?
We called out to her, but she didn't answer. Jeremy said,
Susie, you wait here. We'll go check the bathroom. Just keep an eye on the exit.
Do you think there's someone else except the 4 of us? Did he do that to Samara?
I don't know, but I promise I won't let anything happen to her. I swear.
Saying this, Kyle and Jeremy took one step when we heard someone's phone ringing. It was coming from that room.
That's my phone. It must be Mom. Kyle, come with me.
They both turned back. I watched them go in. While I stood there alone, I felt someone was watching me, but I couldn't see anyone. I was feeling annoyed at having agreed to come here. I called out to her a few more times, but she was nowhere to be found. Thinking we should call for help, I decided to tell Jeremy and Kyle. As soon as I entered the movie hall, a horrible scene unfolded in front of my eyes. Kyle was lying on the ground. Blood was pouring out of his chest due to a deep stab wound, and he was already dead. Jeremy was standing right beside him with a shocked face and a bloody knife. Oh my God, Kyle! It's you? Oh my God!
No. No! Susie, listen to me!
Help! Help! Somebody help me! I began to run. Jeremy chased me with the knife. He screamed.
Susie, stop! Listen to me!
Please don't kill me! Someone help me! I didn't stop. I ran and ran. I was almost close to the exit door when I heard Jeremy scream one last time.
Ah!
I looked back and saw Jeremy standing still with a painful face. Blood was flowing out of his chest, turning his shirt red. He looked at me one last time and said in his dying voice,
Not me! Not me! Susie! Not...
And his body collapsed on the floor, revealing Samara standing behind him. She was wearing a different t-shirt, and there were no wounds on her entire body. A sick smile lurked on her face while she gazed at dead Jeremy on the ground. She looked up, and I saw her face change. A sadness appeared, and she said, "You can call the cops now, Susie. I know you wanted to tell me the truth. Go on, dial 911.
Why? Why this, Samara? You could have just called off the wedding.
Called off the wedding? It was my wedding. I'm not gonna cry over this vermin and call it off. Even Kyle was on his side, you know. He would have done the same to you sooner or later. So I killed him too."
You're sick, Samara.
We're all sick in some way or another. It's the reaction to our sickness that makes us different from one another. I'm gonna sit down. All this blood is making me nauseous. Samara sat on the floor near Jeremy's dead body and started talking to him like a mentally deranged person.
I loved you so much, Jeremy. Why did you have to do this to me? We were only a week away from our perfect life. You hurt me so bad. That's why I had to hurt you too.
With trembling hands, I called 911.
Hello? Please, send the cops here to the movie theater.
Ma'am, which movie theater?
The abandoned one, at the outskirts. Blue Jasmine. Please hurry. 2 of my friends are dead and 1 needs medical help.
Don't worry, ma'am. Stay calm. Help is on the way.
Till the cops arrived, Samara sang for dead Jeremy. I had never felt fear until that night. Watching my completely sane, normal friend turning into a deranged psycho wasn't easy at all. She was moving back and forth, sitting like a little girl, singing rhymes. Her voice fumbled, but the song she chose was pretty evident.
But I can't help falling in love with you. Like a river flows surely to the sea. Darling, so it goes. Some things are meant to be.
I was always a big fan of movie theaters. For as long as I can remember, I always asked my parents to take me as a reward for getting good grades in school or on my birthday. When I grew up, I started going alone or with friends until I met Roy, another movie fanatic. We not only started dating, but we went to see any movie you can imagine. We watched all kinds of movies. We didn't care about the genre. What I never imagined was the night we were celebrating 6 months together. We went to see a superhero movie and ended up watching the worst horror movie of our lives. Remind me one more time what we're doing in this crappy movie theater.
Hey, we have to support the small cinemas, otherwise they're gonna disappear.
So it's because you didn't want to spend a lot of money, right? This wouldn't have happened if you hadn't insisted that I don't pay anything. You still have time to change your mind, you know.
Look, Tina, it's not about the money. I'm just more comfortable going to a less crowded place. I don't like the big theaters. They're so full of people.
Okay, you may be right about that. I rolled my eyes as I said that, but he was right.
Besides, only here you can see the old movies. Where else would we find a movie from last year?
Okay, I told you had already convinced me. You can rest your case now, Your Honor.
You'll see. You won't regret it. Hello, do you accept credit cards?
The movie went normally. It wasn't the best movie we had ever seen, but it was okay. Who didn't think so was Roy, who left the theater a little angry. What did you think?
To tell you the truth, I didn't like it. The story was really bad. It had so many plot holes.
Plot holes? Come on, Rotten Tomatoes. If you want to watch an unnecessarily complicated movie, you should watch David Lynch. This was a freaking superhero movie.
I know, but that doesn't excuse it from not making sense.
While he was talking to me, he seemed distracted, so I started to get angry. I'll settle for some good special effects and muscular men fighting. Hey, are you paying attention? You're not even looking at me.
What? Oh, yeah, sorry. Hey, look behind you.
When I turned around, I found a huge sign at the entrance to the room that said Back to the Future. What? What's this old movie doing here?
We have to go in.
Oh no, we are not doing that.
Oh, please, it's my favorite movie of all time. I never imagined I'd be able to see it in the theater.
He started begging me out loud, and to be honest, I was a little embarrassed. I don't know. I've never liked sneaking in. It makes me kind of nervous.
Oh, please. No one has asked us for a ticket for the last movie. Also, look, the place doesn't have any guards.
Okay, let's go.
Yes,
he said in a low voice, celebrating.
Okay, let's take advantage now that there's no one around.
We both entered the room. Roy was euphoric, but I remained uneasy, looking around to confirm that no one was watching us. Once we entered the room, I felt a little more comfortable. We went to the front, to our favorite seats. We saw a few people sitting behind us, but they were very few.
This is so exciting!
It is?
Oh, shut up. You'll love the movie. You can watch the sequels at my house. I still can't believe you've never seen it.
As Roy was talking to me, something caught my attention. In the front row, to the side, two eyes were looking at us from above a seat. The eyes were huge and full of veins. What little skin could be seen was white and pale, and above it, a woman's long black hair. Hey, do we still have time to leave?
What the why?
Look, off to the side. There's a strange woman looking at me. I pointed out to Roy where the girl was, while I also turned my head in her direction.
Where? I don't see anything.
What? She was just there, I swear it. Roy relaxed in the seat, laughing, but then his body tensed up and his look became serious.
It's not that girl, is it?
On the opposite side from where I had pointed, the same girl was watching us. How the hell did she get over there so fast? I swear it took me 2 damn seconds to lose sight of her.
Wow, she's really got her eyes on us.
What are you waiting for? Do something.
What the hell do you want me to do? Kick her ass? No, just ignore her. Don't let her ruin the movie for you.
You think I'm gonna watch a movie while this fucking creepypasta psychopath is watching me?
Yes?
Fuck, where is she now? The girl disappeared from her seat again, and I looked for her desperately with my eyes.
Okay, I admit it. I'm starting to get uncomfortable myself. We'd better go.
Thank you. As I lowered my head to look for my bag, the woman's face was peeking out from under the seat in front of mine. I screamed and jumped back, terrified. I tried to stand up and leave, but the woman grabbed my foot with her long, wrinkled fingers and bit my ankle.
Ah, Roy! Roy, help me!
Terrified, Roy kicked the woman, but she didn't react and just kept eating my foot.
Help! Somebody help us!
The entire audience was watching us, but no one moved from their seats or cared about what was happening. Roy jumped into the front seat to grab the woman, but to his surprise, there was no one there.
What? Oh, this doesn't make any sense.
Get away! Leave me alone!
I screamed in pain and cried as I kicked the woman's head with my other foot. Suddenly, the woman released my foot and backed away, disappearing into the seat. Roy helped me run, and we both tried to escape together. All the people seated stood up and stared at us with wide eyes. We ran in terror, shouting, "Help! Help!" And as we did that, we saw the woman behind us. Her body now was visible. Her skin was pale, and she was in a white dress. Her hair covered most of her face, and we couldn't see her mouth. The woman ran on all fours at high speed, as if she were some kind of animal.
Quick, Roy! She's catching up with us!
We got to the door, and when we opened it, we escaped, and Roy slammed it in the woman's face. We took a few steps, crying, and an employee ran to help us.
Call 911! I'm hurt!
Madam, that looks really deep. What happened to you?
A woman from the back room attacked us. She almost killed us. You have to call the police now.
You mean that room behind you?
When we turned, not only did the room not have a Back to the Future sign, but it was sealed with cement.
How is that possible? We were just there. Listen, you didn't have to be there or have seen that. Don't look for answers because there aren't any. Just make up a good excuse for the ambulance because they will think you are drugged.
What did we see?
This theater has a dark past, and in that room, a girl was killed in the middle of a Back to the Future screening. They closed it for a while, but when they were cleaning it to reopen it, the employers started to see strange things, and after some accidents, they had to close it again. Honestly, I didn't work here yet. How is this place still open? We can't close this place. Many of us depend on it to bring food to our homes.
You let this happen? Just because of that?
If we leave and this theater is abandoned, people will come in anyway. Now, mind your own business and don't ask any questions, understand? I'm saying this for you. Now let's go ahead and get away from here.
The three of us walked to the lobby, helped by the other two men. I turned my neck to take one last look at the movie theater, and as I did so, I saw the door once again open, and from the darkness, the woman peeking out, spying on us.